So I have two files for example. So we are going to open the website to convert PNG to SVG. You can add JPEG to SVG if you want. Choose the file. So I'm going to search the two PNG files. I'm going to open it one by one. Okay. And when it's finished, I'm going to download the SVG file. So let's go for the first one. Okay, go back, take the second one. Okay, let's go. Download it, yes. Okay, so now that we have the two files, SVG, we can go to Blender. So I have Blender open, import SVG, yes. Now download the first one, for example, import SVG, the second file, okay. Now I am going to add a point in the middle of the object. So I take the rectangle. Oh, sorry, just make the shortcut. So you have the shortcut on the right. So now I'm going to edit mode, select the middle of the object like this, cursor to selected, go back to object mode, select the object, go to object, set origin to 3D cursor. Now the cursor is at the middle of the rectangle. Okay, I'm going to create a group, but I want that the group is affected by the rectangle. So I'm going to keep transform like this, like a group, yeah. Now you can move all the objects separately, but if you take the rectangle, you can move all the objects together because I made a group. So now let's try to move it. It moves all the objects. I'm going to set the location to 0, 0, 0. So it is at the origin. I'm going to rotate with R, X-axis and 90 degrees. So it's on the good side. Now I'm going to select this one. You must click right and convert to mesh each object. Click left to select, right, convert to mesh, right, convert to mesh, right, convert to mesh, convert to mesh. Yes. Now that all is into mesh, I'm going to select all the objects with A. Go to edit mode with Shift A. And now you see that there are a lot of lines. I'm going to select all the objects with A, type X button, and now go to limited dissolve. It is now really clean. Now I can extrude with E and I put 0.2 for example. Now the object is in volume, so now you can add materials if you want. So go to materials with the Blender kit. I'm going to take the material like this, for example. It takes a little time. And now to see the material, you must go to another viewport. Select this one, for example, yes. And you will see the brown wood. So if I want to use this brown wood materials to the other, I must select all the objects I wanted to change the material and select the last one that I want to use as parents. So Ctrl L and links materials. I'm going to add a new material. Let me search. Yes, this one, for example. Yes. And we are going the same. I select all the objects I want with the same material. Shift and take the last one. Ctrl L and link materials. So now our object is filled with two materials. I am now going to move the cursor to origin, Shift S. Okay, so Shift S now. Click cursor to world origin. Now the cursor is to 0, 0, 0. So we add a plane with Shift A, plane. Okay. We can see it is on 0, 0, 0. I'm going to type Shift D to copy and rotate with R, X axis and 90 degrees. The square is 2 by 2, so I'm going to move it with the Y to 1 and Z to 1. So we can see that the planes are really good joined. Now we are going to add a camera. So Shift A, camera. It is here. I'm going to move it with J in the Y axis, Y, J, Z axis. Okay. Now, if you want to look into the camera, you can type 0, but before set camera to view. Now, if you look into the camera, you can move the view of the camera and not the scene. If I deselect, I move the scene, but not the camera view. So select the camera view to see exactly what you want to render. I'm going to change the size of the render. So I'm going to make a square. So set the X and Y at the same value. The camera view is always checked, so if I move, I will see what I'm going to render. Don't forget to uncheck the camera to view. If you don't uncheck the option, if you move your mouse, you will move the camera and your render will not be the same. So don't forget. Uncheck. Yes, now you can move. The camera is always at the same view. So now we are going to add a light. So Shift A, light, area. Okay, the light is pointing down, so I'm going to move it with J, Z. To see the light, go to another viewport shading, the last one, yeah. And now you can see the light of the scene and the light that we have created. So I can move it with J and Y axis. And now I can rotate it like this, the X axis, for example. You can see the shader and Z, okay. Now we have the scene, the background, and the lights. Now we are going to add a material, like a mirror material. So I'm going to the material, select the plan before, new, and go to metallic and spectacular, set the maximum, and set the roughness to 0.15. It's good. Now you go to the render engine and set not IV but cycles. You will see the effect of the plane, of the mirror. So now I'm going to move all the objects by selecting this one, J, Z axis, and go up to see the reflection. Now we are going to the world, and I'm going to put a new value because 1 is really too high. So maybe let me try 0.5. Yes, it's better. And we are going to change the value of the light. So take the area and the power. 50 is too high, maybe 20. 20 is good. Now I'm going to set the background into mirror. So select the back, the mirror, Ctrl L, okay, and link the materials with Ctrl L. So both are the same material. Now I am going to render, but before I change the value because it's really too high. I invite you to put 250. It's really good. So now I'm going to look the file, set color to RGB. It's good. And now select render. Let's go.